welcome back to another episode of From the Shadows. And as always, guys, if you are enjoying the save, please do drop a like on the video. Now, we're going to start off, of course, with a question of the day. So, of course, if you've got any ideas for a question of the day, drop it in the comments with the hashtag QOTD. I'm still working my way through them. I've got a massive list now, but I'm still looking for any more you might have. I will get to them, I promise. Today's question is, what is the one thing you would like to see added to Football Manager? This is a positive thing. So, things that we'd like to see added. Like, for me, I'd like to see a slightly tighter control of tactics, in the sense that I'd like to be able to have specific tactics that only come into play when certain game scenarios are happening. Like, because I don't think, like, I know you can change stuff yourself, but I'd like to have, like, a way of closing down certain areas of the pitch more than others, and I'd like specific corner instructions based on certain, like holding the ball in the corner flag and things like that. It would just be a nice addition to the game to make it a bit more tactical, particularly when you're playing on multiplayer kind of stuff. That'd be what I'd like to see. But what would you like to see? Let me know in the comments. Also, apologies if you can hear buzzing and stuff in the background. Unfortunately, it's a very nice day, and that means people are cutting their lawns and stuff like that. So yeah, we're going to have to kind of deal with that. Now, in our last episode, we beat Stade Brestois by 4-0 in a magnificent performance in pretty much all round there, with Joachim Bulens putting in a stunning game. Really, really great. But today we are playing against Paris Saint-Germain in the second rivalry matchup of the season, and that's why it's going to be a tough one. But I'm going to take you through what's happened in the meantime, of course, leading up to that. So, after the Stade Brestois game, we actually added another really solid result by winning away at Troyes. And the main thing about this that pleased me was, firstly, we probably maybe got a bit lucky to win, but also Alberto Cherry with 2 goals in this game was the best thing about it, giving us the lead on 30 minutes with a wonderful header. He's so good in the air. We need to get more chances like that. Sebastian Haller then equalised from the penalty spot, which I felt was a little bit harsh on us, but Cherry was right back in there to give us the lead again with a brilliant finish at the near post. That's what I needed. Results like that are the sort of results that I think are going to keep us up this season. I feel like we're pretty much comfortable to do that anyway, but we still can't afford to go on a poor run, because there are all kinds of things that can still catch up to us. You know, it's not a done deal yet, basically. But the point is, financially, we're doing a lovely job. Nearly 6 million in the bank. It's only going to go up. I think we should probably have about 10 million in the bank by the end of the season, which means our transfer budget next year, I'm hoping, will be delightful. We've still got lots of wage budget available, and I'm looking at focusing on bringing through some young players while we, you know, I don't want to bring in players on huge money, basically. I'm trying to bring in really good young players that have got a decent bit of ability currently, but a lot of potential. That way we can get them relatively cheap contracts and maybe move, you know, we're trying to make this club financially viable as well. I'm not going to try and drive them into the ground, because we've got to be here for the long run. So we need to be fiscally responsible when doing that. And that's why trying to sign people like Carlos Ruiz, I feel, is the best response for us to do. And I think we're in the position to do that now. You know, I think we should be able to survive comfortably in this league. It's going to take a couple of seasons before we can really push on. But the point is, bringing these players in over the next couple of years means that as they develop and grow, they're going to become the team that hopefully can challenge for things with us. It's just going to take a little while at first, and I hope you understand that. You know, we're not going to go from this season to being champions next year. It just doesn't work like that. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, a 2-1 win over Troyes was fantastic, and I hoped that would give us a good little bit of confidence going into the game against Monaco, but unfortunately Monaco wanted revenge after we beat them away from home, and they got it. They deserved it as well. Lucas Ocampos and Anthony Martial tore us apart, basically. We just couldn't get near them, and we have had a few games like this. Like, sometimes we're fantastic, and then sometimes we're just utterly listless, and this was one of those games, basically. We were just very, very poor. But again, decent attendance, 11,000. I'm hoping that's going to increase over the next coming seasons as we start to improve and bring in better players, and I'm just hoping that's what's going to happen. That was sort of, I think, the last game of our first half of the season, essentially. We played a few friendlies over the Christmas break against Maccabi Paris, obviously relatively large wins, just to try and keep the match fitness up. We also had a cup game, of course, against AS Pri, and I played a massively weakened team. I mean, look at this. Bulgaria in goal, Jacques, Mba, Philippe, Mochandis, Missilou, Pereira, Aubry, Mercier, Chevalier, Cherry up top. Cherry was the only player that was a sort of regular that actually started up top for us in this game, but he did score 2 more goals, and I wanted to make sure that he stayed in so that we could get the confidence going. But Gerard Aubry also scored a goal for us too, which was lovely to see. Players come off the bench as well. Hubert, Giretto and Bulens also got on the pitch, but it was just nice to be able to play some of these lads, because they are quality players. Kylian Philippe, I don't know how old he is, but the point is he's already first team quality for us, and I think he's got a long way to go, and can still improve massively on top of that. Unfortunately, we got drawn against Caen in the next round, which was a real shame. But then we went to Nantes, and I thought this was a bit harsh on us, really. Not in terms of how well we played. I expected us to be better in this game. We're not harsh in terms of the scoreline, based on looking at what happened. We were just piss poor. I just expected a little bit better. Now, Nantes are having a great year, but I just thought that, I don't know. I also noticed that they had Anthony Knockaert, which is quite interesting to say as well. But Corentin Jean just tore us apart. Robert Gueber also got one, but not Robert, Thomas. But it just, one of our poorer results this year. We just didn't have an answer to anything. We only managed one shot on target the entire game, and that was a long ranger from Dominic Gape. So, yeah, not the best performance from us at all. And we've kind of been on a downward spiral since then. Now, against Con, we actually did a really solid job. Now, the thing is, because of the games we had coming up, and the fact that I wasn't expecting to win here anyway, I rested a load of players for this one, as you can see. So, Frick. You might notice a player called Mexer in there. We got a chance to sign another guy on loan from Stade Rennais, so I just thought, fuck it, we'll do it. He's a really solid centre-back. He's 29 years old, but he's like 3 or 4 star player, so I just thought, in fact, I'll show you him right now while we're here. This is Mexer, and, 3.5, 4 star, nice, good, solid player. Like, he has really solid stats across the board. Nothing at all weak, which is fantastic. He's really, really solid. Nothing exemplary either. It's all in the yellows and oranges, which is fine. He's going to do a good job for us, and I'm hoping anyway. Certainly provide a little bit of backup there anyway, if nothing else. And he's done a solid job coming in so far. But, yeah, we took the lead through no Mercier, of all people, on 11 minutes, and then Alberto Cherry made it 2-0, and I thought, when that happened, I thought we were going to do it. Unfortunately, Joel Diallo managed to make it 1-2, I suppose, and then N'Golo Kante almost immediately equalised things. Now, we did manage to hang on for most of the rest of the game, but in extra time, we just didn't have the legs, basically, and Joel Diallo made it 3-2, and they did sneak through. But we managed to achieve our objective for that cup as well, and that's the main thing, was just getting through those objectives. Next up, though, because of that, I thought I'd rest players for the Saint Etienne game, but we just weren't good enough on the night in this one. We took the lead through... No, we didn't. What am I talking about? Benjamin Cognier gave them the lead in first half stoppage time, which was such a shitter because I thought we were doing all right in the first half, and then Aaron Johansson just before the hour mark made it 2-0. We did get one back quite quickly through Mvia, but after that there was just nothing. I don't know. We just didn't seem to have the cutting edge after that. We were shooting too much from long range in this one, and I couldn't seem to get them to stop it. So that was a bit of a shame. And I also noticed that they've got Kevin Teofil-Catherine in the back there. That was someone that someone suggested to me that we try to sign, but I just don't think we'd have even got close to being able to afford him. That's the problem. So, yeah, another defeat, not good. And then we had Stade Rennais away from home. Bear in mind, in this game, we actually played 3 players on loan from them, and they all have clauses that say they can play against them, so we let them. Alberto Cherry gave us the lead, and I thought, if we win here, that'd be quite something. And then, unfortunately, with just 20 minutes to go, Missilou's own goal, clusterfuck of a goal. And then with 5 minutes to go, Roman Habran gave them the win, and it was disappointing because we played quite well in this one. They were still the better team, though, I have to say, but I would have liked to have got a point, and the fact that we'd sort of lost 4 in a row in the league was a little bit worrying. So that's how the league is looking right now. We're 13th in the division, we're still 6 points above the drop zone, and that's fine by me, but at one point it was nearly 11 points, I think, so we've kind of lost out a little bit lately, and we do need to get back into things. And try and get some wins at some point. I mean, I think we're going to be comfortably safe, but we still need to make sure that we don't finish too low. I'd like to sort of come sort of 13th or 12th this year, and I think that's kind of where we're at the moment, but the teams below us do have games in hand, so we do still need to be careful. But if you look at the injury list, once again, we are right down there, and that means what we're doing is working, and that's very pleasing. So let's take a little gander at the squad. Top goal scorer at the moment is Alberto Cherry, with 14 goals in all competitions now, so he's got more than one every other game in terms of playing, and that's fantastic. I would like to see him get sort of 22, 23 maybe this year. Maybe need some goals from elsewhere, though. Didats has 3, Oban has 2, Bulens, Antelek, Cantini. Lots of people have 2. Assists-wise, again, need a little bit more, someone to stand out for the assists. Didats has not actually had that many assists as well. Lots of key passes, but not that many have turned into assists. No, that's really his fault, I suppose. Player of the match, Cherry and Cantini with 3 apiece. Average rating, of course, is Didats and Cherry sharing the prize there, but Cantini's not far behind. Few more above 7 now, which is good. Aerial challenges is Oban with 122. Key passes is Didats with 88. Key tackles is 19 from Savio King. Interceptions, of course, is, I believe, Oban as well. And, of course, value is Cherry. Now, you might notice as well from here that Didats is miles clear of anyone else on key passes. So he's definitely doing a good job creatively. But Cherry needs to put more of them in the net. He's still the 5th best goal scorer in the league, though. And not exactly far off. If he was to get a couple in a game, you just never know. Right, so, yeah, let's get into this. Sorry, I accidentally clicked match preview before I went to this, so let's just do a quick pick. Also, someone wanted to see my quick pick settings. I can't remember which save it was on, but basically all I have it set to is attacking, or whichever one has the best what was it? There was one. And then, yeah, just that, basically. I don't do anything specific. Sometimes I have it set so that if they've not got a decent match finish, they don't play. But most of the time, they won't play anyway. So that's all I literally do. And the only reason I do that is just because it gets rid of suspensions and injuries and stuff and just gets them out of the squad so you don't have to deal with it, basically. And then you can mess stuff around anyway. So I don't really see the problem with it. Now, Didac is looking a little bit worse for wear, but I really do think he's that important to us that we can't afford to drop him. Pereira's only just come back from injury, but look at that. See what I mean? Bulens is now starting to really find himself already at this club, and that's fantastic. And it's the same with Kylian Philippe, although I don't think he's actually in the squad this time, so I can't actually check on him, which is a bit poor. I want to put someone like Dominic Gape on the bench instead of Hugo, because I think having someone like Gape there could be useful. Right, so it's PSG, it's us, it's going to be tough. Really? I could have just clicked that. So there we go. We're 7-1 on. I mean, not 7-1 on, 7-1. We're not going to win this game, but we are at home, so you just never know. But I still feel that we're going to get absolutely destroyed. 100th league appearance for the club already. That is fantastic. Wow, has he really been there that long? Yeah, he's a wonderful, wonderful player. Oh my god. Don't know who that is. So Dzeko, Insigne, Iturbe, Rabiot, Vertuet, Mascherano, Digne, Marquinhos, Thiago Silva, Aurier, and Sirigu on the bench. Not on the bench, in the first team. There's also Daryl Janmaat, interestingly, there. I don't know how well this is going to go, at least with a home team, so I just wonder if that might just allow us to be a little bit less awful than we were against them when we played at the Parc des Princes. But I'm not holding my breath on that one, guys. I still feel that we're probably going to get battered, and that's a shame because we're already on a bad run, which isn't great. I have had a team meeting beforehand because my assistant suggested that we do it just to try and get a bit of confidence back right before the... Oh my god. Guys, come on now. We've got to be a bit more on the ball than that. They're clearly a very good team. They're top of the division at the moment, obviously. Insigne's ball in, cleared away, but they've got so many players forward. They're going to score on this ball. Dzeko with the goal. And it's going to be tough. It is going to be very tough. Our first few matches against Paris Saint-Germain are going to be mostly play like this, I sense. But that's fine. We're just going to have to sort of grin and bear it, basically, until such time as we can assemble a much stronger team that can actually start to challenge teams like Paris Saint-Germain. I'm still very impressed with the way that Nantes would be right up there in the title race still, but I just feel that we're a little bit off the ball here. Like, Rabiot, with one ball, is able to separate our entire defence there, and Dzeko is able to smash it quite comfortably into the net. But that's us done for the day, really, unless we can come up with something special. The first goal we score against PSG is going to be a proud moment for us, if I'm honest. Let's see, though. We're not getting a lot of the ball, and that's terrifying. We're not getting our passes completed too well, and that is not great either. I might have to switch it to a... Oh, not another set-piece goal. Oh, come on, really? That did not look like a penalty to me at all. Also, I thought it was Bulens that conceded the penalty, not Mexer. It looked like they got the ball there. Well, Dzeko to take the penalty for PSG and scores it. It's 2-0 to PSG, and I felt... I mean, we've not played well today, but then it's PSG, and we were never going to. But that penalty feels a little bit harsh for me. I wish they showed the replay of the penalty as well. I mean, I know I can just go get back and do it myself, but it's just a pain in the arse. Right, let's get to half-time. We need to do something. We're firmly the underdogs. Yeah, let's just go on attacking in the second half and see what happens. I don't really use it on attacking with this system very much, and it doesn't always work so well, but particularly against a team like PSG. But let's see if we can score our first goal against PSG. That's like the little task for today's game, if anything. Just to create a couple of chances, perhaps, would be nice. But I sense that it's probably just going to be them maybe scoring a couple more goals against us. But that's, as long as we don't get too many conceded, I'll be okay. I'd rather not have, loads bashed past us. We did okay until the final seconds of the last game against these guys. Digne and Vermouth, yeah. Oh god, another sort of set-piecey type goal. Gamiet clears it, Insigne, and it's going to come back out to Digne out wide. Ball in, and Dzeko with the hat-trick, and well, I mean, only his 8th goal of the season, I point out as well. It's almost like they're resting players against us. They are PSG after all, and they're going to constantly be strengthening. So it's going to be difficult to knock these guys off their perch. It really is. But, it's the first season in the top. What a ball that is as well. And a great finish from Dzeko on the end. We need to make some changes, I think. Who's played poor? Mexer's not had a good game at all. Musavu Kingston come on for him. Who else? I'm going to bring on Janvier for Didac because he's not looking too solid either. And frankly, I don't think we've got much else in terms of options. Cantini's not had a great game either. I'm going to make a triple sub just to try and freshen things up a little bit and rest a few players for more important games coming up. Like, the problem with doing live coming all the games against PSG. Obviously, I want to because it means that we get amazing times at some point, hopefully later down the line. But it does mean that there's going to be a few of these sort of results, unfortunately, towards the start of this save. And I guess that has to be expected, really. So I hope that's not too annoying. I feel like in terms of the number of chances we've let them create, we've actually been better than we were when we played them away from home. It's still the same scoreline in the end, though. Paris FC 0, Paris Saint-Germain 3. They did. I mean, I know they're not going to appreciate that, but they did. 3 goals for Edin Dzeko pretty much just sunk us there. PSG have only conceded 9 times all season. In 9 goals conceded in 24 games. But we are going to need to buck our ideas up a little bit because we're only 4 points off the drop zone now. And, you know, potentially it could get worse in the coming matches because we've got Bordeaux away next. So we really are going to have to buck our ideas up. But hopefully we can do that. We've got, you know, Lille's going to be tough. Lens, Caen, you know, Montpellier. Then it starts to get a bit more... I think we can do it. I'm thinking perhaps Evian. Yeah, I'm thinking Evian for the next game in the next episode, and then Toulouse to finish things off in the final match of the season. Plus, we'll have a youth intake coming soon, and Carlos Ruiz will be joining us, and I think he might even be fit to play against Evian in the next episode, so that's going to be fun as well. So, if you guys have enjoyed what you've seen, please do drop a like on the video, and if you liked it even more than that, please subscribe to my channel for more Outcaster icons and From the Shadows in your inbox every single day at 5:30 and 8 o'clock. And I will see you guys in the next episode for a home match against Evian, where hopefully we can get out. That should be the one where we're really hoping to try and drag ourselves out away from this sort of relegation problem that we're starting to face again. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.